It's a thing where they say men can't take the same things that they dish out. So, do y'all think that men can take cheating the way women take cheating, or vice versa, or better? Do y'all think that men can handle the same things that they dish out? What are y'all thoughts on that?
I don't think so.
Here we go.
Mm.
Here we go.
I definitely do not
Here
feel
we go now.
that
Here we
men
go
can
now.
take what they dish out. And I mean, as crazy as it may sound from men, from you guys hearing it from a woman's mouth, I just really don't believe that you can accept what you dish.
Now, do you believe this bullshit?
I do.
You on her side?
I am.
Oh God. I gotta fight against y'all tonight.
I am. And the reason why I say that it's harder for men to accept it is because we're probably running through our minds scenes and scenarios of what we've done with her or what we've done, and thinking that that man done did that shit. We're just a violation of our woman and somebody else touching her, being inside of her.
But we can speak on personal experiences in this. So I'm gonna say that I don't really feel like I've ever been cheated on. I feel like anytime a girl has stepped out, it was like a retaliation. So once that's just like fair game to me. I don't really take that personal. If I stepped out and then a girl wants to step out, I'm not going to get in my feelings about it because I know I started it. Like
Yeah.
I know I sparked it. So I'm not going to act crazy because she doing the same shit that I was doing. And that's my only experience. I don't know how I would feel if I was like head over heels in love and then she did some violation shit. Like, I don't know how that feels. I've never been on that side of it, so I can't speak to that.
You don't know until you put in those situation.
Right.
I'm not a jealous dude. I don't go looking for shit because I don't want. I just don't. Not for one. I don't go caring to look for something that's going to hurt me.
Yeah.
Or to tear something down that I have with this person. I got it with you. I got it with you. How I built it in myself, right? So I don't go looking for things that's going to chip away at what I built, what me and you got going on, right? Two, we all have a past, and sometimes our past creeps into our reality, but doesn't always mean it's reality at that moment, right? There's a lot of mitigating factors that can go into that. So understanding that you had a past prior to me, and it might be a situation where an ex just can't seem to get you out their system, or they seem to can't let go of those feelings and emotions or memories. Those things I can't control. I can only control what me and you got going on, and hopefully that whatever the situation brings, that we could figure it out between the two of us and work it out.
All right, so let's break it down like this now. You cheated on a girl before, right?
Mm-hmm.
And have you been cheated on?
Mm-hmm.
Did you handle it?
I had to.
That's what I'm saying. So I think we can handle it.
I had to handle it. If I didn't,
Right.
I would have lost myself.
Right.
And that question is a great question, because what that did for me is that changed my whole entire perspective on the things that I said I couldn't deal with or I wouldn't deal with, and it told me, damn, you've been through something that fucked you up or may have put you in a bad place at that moment, but you lived through it. So I said, my heart can be broke, but that doesn't mean it killed me. Like, my heart can, like it's a heart attack.
So you kind of agree with me that we can handle it.
So yeah, I get that portion of it, and absolutely and positively I do agree with that. But I will say this: I will say the initial effect of it, meaning the initial effect of finding out that your woman has done something, whether it be stepped out or the possibility of her doing something, that initial effect, y'all niggas be going crazy.
We've been there, Ish. We haven't been crazy.
I went crazy, but I went crazy over the fact of us not being
Right.
together. Not the fact that she did it.
Okay.
I got over that.
Okay.
I got over that. The fact that it happened. All right. What can I do now? The thing that hurt me the most was, where does this put us now? Is this going to take me away from her and her away from me, which I couldn't deal with? Because ultimately, I told y'all before on so many different levels, forever is my going into something. I go into it with forever being the end, the goal.
Right.
So if that fucks that up, that fucks that my forever. I could deal with a lot of shit. I really can, because I know no one's perfect. The world is not perfect.
Right.
People are not perfect. Shit happens.
Right.
It's how we bounce back from it.
So what do y'all?
Which shows maturity.
Which shows maturity, right? So what do we say, or how do we deal with the guys that are not so mature, that unravel at the least?
That's the same with women.
Yeah, I can't.
Right.
I can't live in that world. Like if you got a number of different, like we both deal with that. Like you seen from a male's perspective, you seen from a female male's perspective, we see it from a male female perspective. Like,
Right.
we do ourselves harm when we continue to keep thinking about it and indulging ourselves in it instead of just, and that's easier said than done. Like people's feelings, I never want to put people's feelings on the back burner. But if you say, all right, it happened, what can I do to move on, and how can I move on to in a better place for me, because ultimately this is where I want to be, because that's why I'm here.
What part of it specifically, Ish, do you think men can't handle? Do you think it's the cheating, it's the volume, do you think it's the actual act? What part of it do you think men can't handle?
I feel like when I think of it, and instantly my mind goes to the physical. So you know how Nell said, thinking of, what it is that you do with her or that you've done with her, and the thought of that happening with somebody else, etc., etc. It's the same thing for women. We can think this exact same way. That's why we will wild out. You know what I mean? Thinking of what you do to us and then you're doing to another woman. But I think for men, that's initially what my mind goes to thinking. They cannot handle the physical aspect of it more than anything else.
See, I don't think about it like that, because I'm not going to be thinking about, did you suck his dick how you suck my dick? Like my mind is just not going to go right there.
Right.
Like, my mind doesn't work that way.
Right.
My mind is of a competitor.
Right.
Well, I need to show who I am, or however it may be. Like, I'm going to compete. I'm not going to just be like, yo, I wonder if she was riding him, if she let him hit her from the back. If she did, I'm not going to be thinking. Y'all think about that kind of
Yeah,
stuff.
we do, because
I don't think about that.
yeah, we do. Definitely women's minds go right to that, and then it kind of starts bubbling up inside of us because we're having those visual thoughts of that. And what I've seen in the past in regards to coming in contact with men is that typically, and I'll say certain men, that's the factor that they zone in on first, the physical aspect of it. And I think the emotional aspect of it comes a little bit after that. But first instant,
For me, it wasn't even a physical. When I
That's
found,
what I'm
when
saying.
I courted, when I've seen it, I seen it firsthand. Like I pulled up on it. It wasn't the physical. Oh my God, it was damn. What was I good enough? It was a damn. Like I thought we had something.
right.
I thought we was a little better than this. Like
Right.
I thought whatever I thought.
Right.
It wasn't like, oh shit, he knocking her fucking head through the wall.
Right.
Because that shit don't enter my
Right.
that shit doesn't enter my thoughts
So
right there. It more or less enter my thoughts like, damn, like, what did I not do? What was I not given? Why was not,
Look,
what made me
plus also, in my twisted mind, I be thinking like, all right, she went Smash Ball, but she came back. To me.
You ever notice? You ever
Can't
notice?
home.
Prime example. You ever notice a man does something wrong, or even a female? The first thing out their mouth is, "But you are the one I love." I don't want no. That shit means nothing to me. You are the one, because that's ultimately the end all be all. That's who you want, because that's why you. That's why you came back to that place. That's why you had that fuck up was that fuck up. But this is where you want to be. And I know it sounds fucking crazy when this is played and y'all hear this. It's gonna sound so crazy.
Yeah.
But that's the mindset. Like it's like, yo, you are who I want. So all of the other shit means nothing.
Right. Right. But does it? But does it really not? But does it really not mean anything?
If it
All
meant
other
something,
shit?
then you just would have disbanded and just went with
That's
the
what
other
I'm
thing.
saying. If it meant something, you wouldn't have came back.
Yeah, you would have just left and went there.
Right.
Or whatever the situation was, you just would have kept it there. I had a homie. We call the girl Sunshine. Like we call her Sunshine. Because we taking it from the movie Harlem Nights.
Harlem Nights.
My man left his home because he got tired of his wife.
Well, no, Sunshine was just better.
Sunshine was better, but he got tired of his wife and went to Sunshine.
Right.
So he left that situation and went to wherever he needed to go to Sunshine.
Right.
Because that was his safe place for him.
Right.
So you got certain situations that will, if you want to be there, you're going to be there. If you don't want to be there, you're not going to be there.
Facts.
And I know it sounds crazy, but that's truth. That's the
Yeah.
truth. And you got to hear the truth in a person and know exactly what their mind thinks. Yes, we could be emotional. We could be fucked up in the moment. Like, yeah, I'm emotional. I just landed on my emotions and it hurts. But the truth of the matter is I'm here because this is where I want to be.
Right.
Regardless of the fuck up or the situation.
Yeah. The younger Ish, the younger wild chick, wouldn't have understood that concept. Like what?
Yeah.
Fuck out of here. You don't fucking love me. You don't love me. Like, you know what I mean? My younger self, the older that I have gotten, I've learned to grow from that thought process. It's unhealthy that old thought process that a person doesn't love you because of some maybe physical actions or something like that. Because I would strip a person of feelings because of that. Like, you know what I mean? Because of that thought process. And in all actuality, that was a fucked up thing to do. Like, when you think back on it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, how could you deprive a person and tell them that they don't feel a certain way about you because of a human action?
Well, you gotta grow up to learn that.
Yeah.
You got to be
Sure.
willing to grow. Yeah, you got to be willing to understand.
But I mean, it's it's people that are our age that don't have that concept yet. Still,
Facts. They don't know how to look past the physical. They think that the physical, if you do the physical, you don't love me, you didn't love me, you don't care about me. They
That's not
can't
true.
see it as just a physical act.
Yeah.
how can you cheat if you love me so much? That's always the question. How can you cheat? How can you engage with another woman but claim you love me so much?
That's a tough question. That's not a tough question, but it's a tough answer.
Yeah.
You know, it's just an easy question to ask, but it's a tough answer to digest.
Yeah.
Let me see.
To
Say
hear.
the question again, Ish.
How can you indulge in another woman or even engage with another woman and claim you love me?
Because it's just a physical act. It's just a physical act. It's just something that I would even wanted to try, experience, whatever. And it's just a physical act. My emotions are not caught up in it. I can easily do a physical act and not even be thinking about like how it's going to affect you, if it's going to hurt you. Those are not my thoughts. My thoughts are just mainly on this quick wham bam, thank you man, physical act. And once it's over, I'm not even thinking about it no more.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I feel like I can understand that solely now.
Right.
When we had these conversations, it really is necessary to typically listen,
Right.
right? Because you're hearing grown up, mature responses, and all responses are not always led by emotions.
Right.
Sometimes we have to remove ourselves from the emotions that we cause ourselves to think is the truth, and really sit back and be like, you know what? Let me dissect everything that's in front of me, be it emotions and facts or emotions and the story. Because then you'll find certain things about the story that have holes that may not even be the things that or may push our emotions to certain places to have us thinking this that but not seeing what truly is. And sometimes we don't have those conversations with ourselves until it's too late.
Until it's too late.
And then we start to see and be like, damn, that shit really wasn't what I thought it was. That I was harping on that. You don't love me. You don't love me. You don't care about me. You don't care. And it doesn't. And that's not true. It's not true
Right.
often. And then sometimes we gotta have the mature conversation with ourselves to be like, all right, regardless of what I feel, regardless of what I think, what ultimately do I want? Right? Like ultimately, all right, cool. I've been with this person for years. Do I want this to go? Do I want this to go away?
Right.
Or am I willing to stay and fix if it is? Am I willing to see it out to see if this place is meant for me or if it's not?
All right, now, so let's ask Ish. I'm gonna let y'all know that Ish says she has never been cheated on in her entire life.
No, that's not what I said. I said I did not know if I was cheated on. Because what did I say? I said 9 times out of 10, I'm sure I was. But they made sure I never, not once found out. And we also know I didn't have many.
All right, so we also have to let it be known that Ish says she has never cheated on anybody. Is that correct?
That is correct.
All right, so you do know about heartbreak though. So I don't know if anybody has ever broken your heart, but I know it's some niggas that you broke their heart.
Facts.
All right, so in that instance of you out here breaking hearts, he's just a heartbreaker, y'all. In that instance of you out here breaking hearts, did the man handle it?
No.
How did he react?
Which one?
Any of them? Just give us two.
My baby daddy shot my car up.
I can't-
Shot my
shit.
windows
See, we
out.
getting to the shits now, y'all.
Daddy.
We are getting to the shits now,
The
y'all.
other guy that I messed with after that spray painted my Nissan Altima and bust out my windows.
So I guess in Isha's life experience, men can't handle
And
it.
then after that was my husband, or my ex-husband.
Right.
And yeah, that was a lot. He was breaking into the house after I changed the lights.
Yeah. Like I'm one of the ones who quick on the draw. I say I do that. Knowing damn well I'm not. Reason why is because after all the dust settles, you don't did all this wild crazy shit. Now I expect you to come home and be and feel safe.
Facts.
Like if I shoot your car, like you like this nigga's crazy.
That's what I'm saying. How you gonna get shorty back after that?
Yeah, like if I spray paint your car now, and if you do come back, I gotta get that shit paid for. I gotta pay for that shit to get back. I'm just not trying to do all that at this big age.
I'm gonna have to show y'all.
Like when I was younger, I probably would have shot the house up, the whole block up. I probably would have did a lot of wild crazy shit. But I'm trying to change the narrative.
Even when I was younger, I just was like, all right, we gonna see how this plays out.
But you know what?
Right.
It's quick. It's quick to say what you'll do when you just talking in your head. Than what you really would do when you
I'm gonna
placed
have
in
to
that
see
shit.
how that feels, man. I'm gonna have to be head over heels in love with somebody and not be cheating, and then they cheat, and then see how
You
I
react?
feel. Yeah, see how I react. But I still don't think I'm gonna act crazy.
I went through that shit.
Yeah.
I told y'all, I pulled up on Shorty. Like I pulled up, I was in love. Like,
Yeah.
and everything that I thought I would do. Now I was trying to rumble the boy. I don't get it twisted like braids. because he got smart. But
Okay.
my anger wasn't, when I pulled up, my anger wasn't directed to him. It was, yo, what's this? What's this? And Shorty saying all kind of crazy shit. I'm like, but I'm supposed to be. I'm to make it make sense. So, in that grand scheme of things, those type of life lessons shows you who you are. Because we're so quick to say what I would do, what I wouldn't do. But you know what I didn't want to do? I did not want to be without her. Because I'm like, yo, why go with him? I'm him. I'm him. When you really look at it, I can be everything that you need me to be and more.
Right.
What am I lacking that made you go that way?
So let me ask y'all something now and piggybacking off of that statement right there. Why do you feel like we always revert to ourselves when a person is searching for something for themselves? Like, by that I mean, when a person cheats or a person steps out, you're like,
I don't do that. I know people do that, and I know that's like a normal thing for you to look and say, was I enough? What I didn't do, X, Y, and Z. My brain focuses and it works how I work. So when I cheat on somebody, it's not because of lack of you all the time. It's not because you wasn't enough. I might have Shorty just might have had a fat ass. I just might have wanted to see what that was like. That's just all it was. It had nothing to do with you. It's not personal. It's not any of your insecurities. It's just something that I wanted to do at the time.
Yeah, I
right.
thought of that then. But my thing now is just like, all right, cool. Like, that's what you did. Cool. I want to be with you. I want to be with you.
Right.
It's just that simple. Like, cause I don't want to put myself through this mental torment of a couple hours from now, weeks from now. Like, damn, I want her back. Damn, I wish it was just us. I could get past that shit. Just come home.
Just come
like,
home.
I don't want to fucking do that. Just come home. Let's figure it out. We work it out. We get to what we gotta get to. We had this conversation. We move on past it and cool.
I just be feeling like if I wasn't dead, we would have never been together. Why was we together all this
Yes.
time if I wasn't dead?
Yep.
I don't never feel like it's an insecurity on my part because I always feel like if that's the case, we just shouldn't be together.
Yeah.
Why would we be together?
While we together, what brought us back together if we was apart, while we stay together, while we keep doing this thing, is because you are that. You are the one I want to be with. And that's the main aspect of it all. It's like, you are who I want to be with. Yeah, blimp on the radar. But how can we get back to that?
Let's let Ish handle this because Ish, women look at themselves and say, why wasn't I enough?
Yeah.
What wasn't I doing? Instead of just asking the man, why'd you do it?
I used to do that shit like before I got into heavy like kitty shit. Like, you know what I mean? I used to be like, oh, he wanted another girl. Like high school, 8th, 9th, 7th grade, like that type of shit, right? And I used to always look at myself like, what's wrong with me? I think because we want to be, I said this before, so perfect. Right. Even in younger years, we want to be everything to everybody. We don't learn that you cannot be that until we get older.
But that's the problem though, Ish, because I wouldn't be with you if you wasn't that. That is the whole problem.
But do we know that healthy? First, let's state, and we hear this a lot. There are men and there are males,
we
right?
We can stay there. And I just want to ask. I'm gonna ask Nell. Nell, have you ever cheated on a girl because she wasn't what you wanted, or because of any of her insecurities? No, that's not why.
Like, just think. You with your current person, even through their insecurities, even through their lack of, just because you want to be with them. Whatever it is that they got going on, you don't give a fuck. You care. You there because you want to be there. Yeah, I don't care if you don't got what I don't got, what I got. I don't care about none of that. I don't care if you're fat. I don't care if you're old. I don't care if you got one toe. I don't care about if you got 10 teeth in your mouth. If I love you, I love you. And I'm loving you for who you are. And that's what it is. I'm here because this is where I want to be. No other person makes me feel the way you feel. So that's why I'm here.
So why the women are all got their panties in a bunch and they feel like I wasn't good enough. X, Y, and Z is like, yo, that wasn't the reason. That had nothing to do with it.
It has nothing to do with it. Right. Yeah, I mean that's a difficult thing to learn. But it takes
I don't think
growth.
it's a difficult thing to learn. I think it's a difficult thing to accept.
Yeah, well, yes. And it's a difficult concept to wrap your head around because immediately you're going to already think, well, he's searching for something that I can't give him. And that is not the case. He is attempting to fulfill a fantasy, a desire, a specific need at that point in time, outsourcing, whatever.
I was just hungry. I wanted steak instead of chicken today. That's all.
Right. So, I think it becomes easier though when you do understand that it's not you. It's easier to be emotionally well with how to get some resolve to the issue. So if you're not emotionally well with the thought of that, making it right, correcting it, and working through it is not going to happen at all whatsoever.